Okay, so I don't know how far you guys can hear me. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let's see, can you guys hear me from here? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Yes? No? I guess I won't know until the video's done. Just making sure I have the room to sign. Hold on. Okay. Alright. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah, so I have three stories. I have 3 stories I want to get through. And then maybe a 4th. Ow! Stop it. Stop. Here. Don't scratch. So I have three you could call them LGBT and autistic specific stories. Stop. Stop. Don't scratch me. You want some Thai massage? Want time outside? Don't get eaten. Can you go? Alright. Okay. So I said 3 stories, 2 including autistic relationships, and 1 that's a typical same-sex relationship story. Right now, in the fires of the 2000s, the era of modern time. Okay. Oh my god. Can you see me? Can you see? Can you see? Okay, so I will start with my first relationship that was not at all in real life. Because if any of y'all remember, there was this term called in real life in text, like for real experience in real, or no, in real life. And I experienced cyber world life the moment that I was given my first iPod. So similar to the iPhone, but connected with only Wi-Fi and not with the SIM contracts for phones. So I was given an iPod, and this iPod had everything. All the new apps and the new cameras, everything at that year, which was probably 2006 or 2007. And I was starting junior high, and I was new, well, along with all the new kids, and um, I wanted to be a part of the social group, but it just seemed that Emmett was not really like new modern time cyber net, right? And then, you know, like putting themselves out there, right, in the cyber world, all the new places, the new world, because Apple had that new world of different digital groups, which became their own communities, which is their own technical theme worlds. So I was like, you know, like I get to contact and meet and socialize with different people, and you know, for the first time I was like, oh my god, I can connect with friends. I mean, not just only in the town of Emmett, because, you know, I'm just that greedy. And then I'm like, now I can connect inside the world of cybernet. So, at that age, I was going through, like, growing up and starting to see where I fit in and felt connected with and included, and what type of friendship style, you know, hair, clothes, all of that. And when I got that iPod, I was searching for comparable, similar clothes and not clicks, you know, for life progress, but getting to meet like just different perspectives. I mean, that is essentially what the term puberty is at that age. And I was like, term emo, and in town there was a small group of emo kids and a few, you know, got separated and went to a different school for alternative reasons. And so that group got split. So you have your group that went to the alternative school, and then you had the other that stayed in the town junior high school. And I stayed because I wanted a normal high school diploma compared to the other ones that had GED or other options. And anyways, so the emo group was small, okay? It was small in town. So with the iPod, I was like, oh my god, I want to meet emos, or the emo, or the alternative crowd, right? And that included like rave emos and punks. And so you have the punks, and then emos, and then you have the goths, and oh yeah, and then the skaters, right, that are a little more this way than the other way. Talking about like maybe being a little more like gay, or like thin, tight, specific. And so you have all this, right? And so I'm like searching. Oh, okay. So found one. I'm gonna pick this one. And so the app was called, okay. Y'all remember or know the app? Okay, so the community, it was pretty big at that time, and it was called Text Plus. So Text Plus. And it was supposed to be a community of like many that like found their hub, right? And that app had like groups of whoever wanted to join. It seriously didn't matter. They just had to make a community, and then, like just kind of just make it happen, flourish, bring in friendships, people, etc. Okay? And so I was just oh, okay, just keep on like adding, because there were so many that were under the group of emos, and or the alternative. I mean, there was like athletic young groups that were like harsher in like what they wanted. It was more very straightforward sexual stuff. And in the emos, it was like connected more with friendship or searching for relationships, or like fantasy play. So like similar to an author who is making up their story and how it looks and all that concept stuff in their book, but transferred over to connect with another person, another person or group of people, and then they would create this like it's still text and a few picture memes or GIFs, and it would be sent back and forth to make their story. And so you'd have like those 3 reasons to go and be included in a cyber community. So I wanted to learn about the alternative world, and just get to meet different people. And so a lot were like 16 and up, and I was only like 14 years old, 14 or 15. So I would lie and then just like accept the terms, and then you realize that a lot of the people there are young and lied to. I mean, you still have like the tolerance from older ages that are like, well, obviously older, and you don't have that many being like, oh, I'm 40 or I'm 30. It was like a range of, I would say, like 14 to like 29. And so, you know, time goes on. I'm meeting different styles that are connected to those five, you know, from skaters to emos. And I'm, you know, picking stuff to style and things like that. And how much of each is connected to my personal emotional experience for for teen puberty, all those reasons. And so later on, I found the confidence to start messaging private messages to see if any of the other people that were very regular to show up to all the groups, which, you know, in the app it looked like little news, little news cyber paper strips with the picture chosen like right here, and the description of like life or purpose, something. And yeah, so I'd message, right? I'd find someone that I think was cool or said something cool, something that I related with, or a look. And they all had their own different style, which is something that I liked. And so I'd message and I'd wait and see if I had anything back with my my small inbox. And so I'd wait, and so finally there was this one, right? This one emo guy, okay, who looked like he was 15 or 16, okay? And I'm like searching and you know, questioning and, you know, seeing if the picture, the person is real. Because, okay, all three stories can be technically considered catfish. So you know, catfish stories because I'm stupid. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm not stupid. I was just young. So, and so his name is Jesse. And he's an emo slash skater dude, and I'm like really detailing his pictures and his words because I'm like, okay, so I have learned that I need to be a little careful because the pictures of the community people are not always real. And I'm young and I want to meet real people, and I'm a little late to cyber world, which means that people learned themselves that they could use fake um, characters, and then the other one is and like I got a little confused during that time because emo and the alternative world style is specific to style, which means that many people in that community loved and learned how to use a camera at young ages, because at the same time a lot of them were like tech minds. So you still had the minds of gamers and nerds, and a mix for geek inclusion. And so, and like that already fascinated me because that was a description of my junior high school friends, and that included the other grades, the older grades. And so it's all following, right? It's all following the tech age in school, not just the older adult life, but the modern time age young group. So I learned a lot, and so there was always so many questions that followed, and it's kind of like a snap opposites clash, where you have to seize the moment, the opportunity to see what is real, what is not. Because in that group, you have a very short time to ask the right questions, because technically everything is up front and straightforward, because each person has a background of being themselves and putting everything of themselves forward. Because it's like a anti-normal life. People keep secrets. People, like put on the for show of perfection and families being perfect, and a lot of contradictions, because later on their family or friend groups in the normal life then are found out that all these things were lies kept secret. So on the other side, with the alternative group, they're like, no, I am all of this. I'm this person. I am wit given to you. Hold on, I'll be right back. So now you have the alternative group that is, you know, styled sayings, concept thoughts, including the class. And it reflected a lot like people who prefer a clean life. So you find and meet people who are not only like messy, but you have a group that loves a clean life. So it's like tendencies of OCD, but only OCD because they like vent and rant about family members that are the opposite and are super torn, gross, dirty, messy. So it's like right in the line of the extreme. And so it's like since however many years ago, it's been that straightforward. In the descriptions of honesty. And so, so you expect the messages and the meat to be honest and true for a good percentage. So I had to be detailed and specific about where I thought were the lies that would be shining through, and my eye catching it. And then I learned when people were like curious, interested in being caught, or the opposite, where they're like, no, this is all me. You're wrong. And then later in the community chat, you see the hypocrisies. So like, they're the different perspectives, the different sets clashing, and you, the person, are there to witness both at the same time, but you have one truth here, right? You have one truth here and another truth here. So it's like mimicking symmetry, but like that. Okay, clashing. And then you, as a smart person, knowing okay, there is only possible for one honest truth. And the other has to be a stylized set of lies used for different social purposes, and then you catch all the intersecting moments of that person deciding to change and use the preferred, favored benefit. And anyways, so time went on, I learned a lot. And I messaged Jesse. And I checked his picture, and I'm like, that is a real bedroom, a real teen bedroom. And that looks like a real teen. And I had been searching for a real teen picture because a lot of the pictures were like too emo raver, with all the colors, the pinks, the blues for hairstyles, but with intense like black or white to match the pink, blue, red, maybe green, and so I saw that picture, and I'm like, I'm gonna message, because he's just like me. That picture is real to my level, and it's not as super intense, and the picture looks natural and normal. So I attempted. I messaged him, and then I was shocked, because I brought up the inbox, and there was his name, Jesse, and I'm like, oh my god, my first teen experience. It's my first teen real life experience, because nothing happens here in this small town of Emmett. And I've, messaged some of the older people, but like it was just awkward, which meant that I was like, now I can for real connect. When is my turn? And I hadn't met my best friend Christopher here another skater punk emo yet. And so I was like, I'm gonna pick and choose what I vent, and I want to know for real how much do we click, and I need like real proof here given to me that your pictures are real. And he's like, sure. So he messages me all these pictures of himself in his bedroom, like a normal teen, and maybe like a few like classy professional looking, kind of like a normal camera. And so like more and more I seriously began to believe and trust that he was real. And I hadn't like thought about video camming. I still hadn't, because I was young and nervous about real life conversation in cyber world with real time footage. For safety reasons. I'm like, a picture is one thing, right? But a video is more and more given to another person. So I was careful, because I hadn't met him and I was learning to trust that this person is real and similar to my age. And so weeks go by, the month, and finally I'm like, okay, I trust that you're real. And you know, like, I'd be honest about my behavior and what I was, you know, like, closing in on. and he thought it was smart and funny, and any time that I'm like, I need more connection. Do you mind sending me another picture? And then he'd be like, sure. So he'd send me another picture, and the face, the body type, all the same. So I'm like, okay. And so like I didn't mind like sending him a few pictures of like normal teen, my style, you know, from like head or hair to like my style of emo, because my parents are strict religious and Catholic, which meant that my choices for emo were very, very limited. So, you know, like, I got lucky with, like, the hair, and that was after a, like, big, fight this way, not necessarily that way, and, yes, etc., 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 etc. Anyways, so, you know, I'm being out there and honest and wanting that emo click and, like, emotionally, right? And I'm a young female with so excited and happy about connecting with a male teen who is very open with his feelings, his emotions, and is honest and not like shut off, but is direct and honest. And I'm like, yes. I hadn't thought about wanting, needing, feeling any changes within myself about dating styles and wanting to date a female instead of a male yet. So it was all straightforward, like, this guy is open and emotional and not like girly, of like gay wearing pink and all that level of clashed differences. So it meant that it was like perfect. And he learned about my background, the religion, how much of the religion I myself kept compared to letting it be in my life and then kicking it somewhere else. And he learned about my school life, class types, proving my smarts, and about my friends, you know, comparing who, you know, was religious and who was not, and, you know, just very perspective conversations, and my emotions and his appropriate responses. I'm like, good, you know, like, this is mature. And, you know, because it was also at the same time that I was being told that I was not mature. I was not mature or enough. And I clung on to school education, psychology classes, and community member responses, and the witnessing of my puberty times, and, you know, responding with, "You're very mature for your age," or, you know, like, what in your culture has really helped you become that higher level of maturity. And so, you know, things like that, you know, I kept with myself, and like really just kept it there. And so I experienced a lot of opposite, telling me one thing and then telling me another, and then those things clashing. And, you know, obviously I'm a person who really cherished and cared about myself. And I didn't like being pushed down. So I kept all the positive things from older people, you know, in their, not like 20s, but like 40s, 50s, 60s. Because I agreed that if the older crowd noticed something good it meant that the younger, older, so 20s, 30s, maybe 40s, were wrong if they were telling me that I was not enough. And, hold on. No, sorry, the battery. I am going to fix this in a second. Okay, so I couldn't hang out with junior or high school grade friendships a lot outside of school. So when I met Jesse, it was like I clung on to that friendship because I needed socialization. I needed time with someone of similar age. And so that cyber friendship got stuck in my heart to mean so much. And, like the moment that Jesse asked if I wanted to become his girlfriend, I was like, yes. I was like, 100% yes. And that was maybe like a month after. And I was fine with, just keeping it friendship. But, like, it was not that hard, that complicated of a decision to switch over into the relationship style, because it's like this much like right over, like just this much from feeling that much more important and heard and understood in a positive way. And he essentially became my best friend. And then just kept it going, right? Kept it going, which kept me happy, smiling. And I'd receive, like funny messages or like heartwarming memes. And then it's like my style of like my heart and emo, and like a best friend to go through the young age puberty stages. And oh my god. Oh my god. Sorry. I'm telling all of you the lonely rat story. Sorry. I have to wait. Some things still hurt. I have to wait for my emotions to calm down. So, like the first few weeks happened and everything was pretty much the same. And I felt good, I'm like, it means that the relationship is successful. There's no fighting. Like, I can be open about boy stupid sayings and he will agree with me, or just like jokingly be like, ow, and like simple cute stuff that I was like, okay, like that is like very obvious that we are both like still young, but we're not the worst. we're doing good with our levels of maturity. And then that turned into, like, my parents would go out, would leave, and I would be like, oh yeah, it's better if I stay in the house and clean and all those responsibilities, and I still have high school or junior high school homework, gotta study, yada yada yada. So yes, I would half lie, because I'm like, what if they show up and I'm not, doing all those things? So I like keep a few of my homework, and I'd like leave it to like the last bits, or I'd leave housework where I could just like really fast just be like, okay. So I'd have responsibilities, and something I could just kind of like just keep there for show, and I like keep track of the time, and times that they'd call, and maybe they'd think that if I was on the phone or something, that it was just another call going in at the same time, because then it'd give me time to kind of like just come off and then be like, oh, hi mom, hi dad, yes, I'm doing this work or studying or something. And so that's the only thing that changed, was that my parents would be out for like 4 hours or 6 hours, and I'd be on the phone. I'd be on the phone with Jesse, and all that I was discussing in text, that was the same stuff from months ago, but like this moment at high school, I mean, or I forget. I think Jesse was what happened my first year of high school, or like right after my last year in junior high school, and in the summertime transition, and going into high school. So, yeah, so like, he'd call, and, you know, I had the safe mental, emotional space to connect and not be nervous about voicing my thoughts, which was something that I was experiencing traumatically at that time, to not know my own voice and thoughts, because they didn't agree with people's perspective with life. So I became more silently alone. And obviously, I was still a teen and a teenage teenage girl, so it hurt to not have a real experience with someone, another person, really hearing or understanding me and my thoughts with that level of high importance. So it was just really nice, and it felt at my pace. And then later on, like, kind of almost instantly, like, he turned and really tried to make it his relationship style that I didn't understand. He made it where it was like a slow change, where his attempts, I was clueless and naive to, because like I got wrapped into like him calling me, I having all the time to, you know, express my life in the town of Emmett, and, you know, like being shown good behavior from him, and cherishing moments like him singing to me, and, you know, like me, like short napping and Um, and then, like, just really cute stuff. But, like, I didn't know how much being young and I guess, the trade of me saying yes if I said no first, and later if he was like 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 whiny with like, I won't do this and this and this and this, and then I mean it, and then me being like no, because my emotions are really stuck with those, like, your behaviors, because I believe I believe that it's cute, and then my emotions are like really weighed on singing or me discussing those connected moments. And he'd start understanding, realizing how much it would affect me, and use that as trades. And like, would say like, I'm not going to send you a picture this week or something like that, and then would want like time for him to have a sexual fantasy, and I didn't know how it was possible to say no. And I didn't know the extent to the time that he would remove from what I was used to in the relationship. And so I just didn't know how to say no. And I got used to the extra added socializing time, and I was still in the outside world. One day I will connect and be living outside, not stuck in this version of a teen life. And I mean, at that time, I was already set with Jesse, and I was like, maybe in college, me and him can meet. I mean, like, obviously, like, right now we can't, and that's impossible because my parents will cut him off so fast, and I will be locked in. And I was like, no. There's not even a small nah. There's just everything has to be perfect. And that includes what can't happen. And right, so on the phone, he got to experience all his guy, dude, teen to man experiences. And then that got influenced and pushed into the messages that would happen every day. And I would get so sick of it and tired and frustrated because I would like try every time to change the subject, and it always would go back to his sexual additions, and would like maybe add some of his like whatever was happening in his life, but most of the time it would just like go back into the sexual style messages, and then me being really upset because I missed all the messages and conversation topics that I would bring and now they were being pushed to stay somewhere else while he could bring his stories or like needed maturity, puberty perspective to what it meant to keep growing and becoming a man, not a boy. And then so in my head, I was at the same time struggling and having shared thoughts to myself, because I was like, okay, now I seriously need more than just pictures and, calls. Right now we are close enough that there's no reason that I wouldn't choose to want a video call. If you're asking me all these things, I need to see it in your eyes. And he would just refuse and refuse and refuse and refuse, and his confidence was like 100% all the time. So there was no reason for me to doubt that he was feeling bad or feeling sick or feeling wrong. So I'm like, what is wrong? Why all refusing? And at that moment, it was not meeting each other. It was like continuing our dating relationship. I need time to discuss things with you. And it's obvious that it's not just like cyber, it's in real life now. Dudes. Or dudes. And I was just really angry, upset. Basically, I was freaking out. So, because I'm I can't. It just crossed me in such a line with my Catholic morals. but I was stuck. I was stuck with the process of connection. You know, at that level where like Catholic religion searches for the heart in human experience existence, just like so many reasons for Jesus and the life experience to the blood of Christ, and needing to feel that connection of respecting and valuing and, you know, finding a place of meaning with this time in human experience. And so it felt wrong once that became only hinging on and dropped off into a sexual experience. Like, I was 15, so I was perfectly okay with my boyfriend singing to me while I'm like sleeping, napping. And you know, like I still like missed the opportunity or thought about and told him, you know, like it's just like heartbreaking and sad that I can't like hold your hand, or, you know, like have moments to like hold you. And but like it was just like so mentally like twisting for that to mean that he could find opportunities to make it sexual. And there was too much of myself in that relationship for me to decide to let go of that relationship, to break up, and, you know, be like, okay, my way is that way, your way is that way. And so I, you know, pursued the, okay, well, it's best for me to find out why we can't fix this relationship, because it's an easy fix if this is your boy puberty being stuck somewhere and you needing help. And, you know, like, I'll be there. And so, you know, like
at that time, like, it's still like just a secret us relationship, even from the beginning, because like that town or my family, like everything just instantly is like relationship status. And I was searching and searching for meaning and friendship and, you know, things that maybe don't get experienced in other countries. And so that just meant that I had to be even more secretive about the relationship. And but I still wanted that video call. And, you know, like me being like, oh, do you see that iPod? And you have an iPhone? Oh, look at that. Look at that. What's that? Oh, it's a video call button right there. And then just being stuck in this freak out crazy place because he refused and refused and refused, and you can't really go along with a video call if the other person refuses. So and then so summer happened, and there's this carnival festival that happens every year in Emmett, which is like not a strawberry, a it's called the Cherry Festival. And so I searched and found this necklace that could be put together, and it said best friends. It said best friends together like that. And I think I also paid for a Pikachu little design that could be connected with necklace chain, or like a chain, something of a chain to be, you know, hung on to with the Pikachu hung on to it. And so it was small enough, and that helped, because I was like, I get to keep one side, and then, you know, I'll find the envelope, and then I'll send it off, and I'll know, because I'll receive my picture. So I put both in there and I send it off. And I wait for the text where he's telling me that, oh, I received it, and thank you, thank you, thank you, and it's perfect, and, you know, like another step for our relationship. And so, like, I'm like happy, right? I'm like super happy, and then I'm like, I want my picture. I want to see you with my our necklace, and your chained pika, and so he's like, okay, fine, sure. And so I get this picture, and the room is dark, okay? The bedroom is dark, and I see it, right? I see it, but the face is not like included. It's like right here, and the hand is not white. Like Jesse, white name, turned brown. And like I'm like that's still a guy. And I'm like, who is that in the picture? Because that is not you wearing our relationship necklace. It's just not you. And then, you know, like my heart like falters, because I'm just like confused. I'm like, who is that? And I'm mad because I'm like, if you're that on like trying to still pursue and get a hold and control, you know, my confrontations, like it just, like I was seriously still stuck. Like I was mad, but I was mad, and I still felt like I didn't have the alternative choice to say no to his personal decisions with me. And so, you know, he's still messaging me all this stuff, confusing the reasons for the the hand that is not white and it's chubby. So, like, instantly I'm like, that is not my boyfriend. And I'm asking him for pictures, and I am receiving the normal pictures, um from Jesse, and and then I'm like asking him and asking him and asking him, and um and then including the webcamming, and um and then, like asking him like, who is that, and then him saying, oh, it's my cousin, my younger cousin. And I'm like, okay, I know that white boy, his family is way too white to have brown cousins. And um and so he just like, just 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 makes it political, like, okay, so what is wrong with having a brown cousin, or or other things. And then, like, I'm like there's nothing wrong, it's just that you're changing topics, ignoring me, and you refuse to webcam because no real reason, and you're so used to so many private behavior from me in a relationship type of behavior stages, and you are behaving as if me asking to webcam you, it means that it's crossing over to too deep into a personal boundary. And so it just, like the same type of gross stuff was gross. He'd like make gross scenarios where I would have to be like some like dom, and I couldn't even make up the lines because I was naive, and he'd have to like give me the scenarios, and I'd have to like piece them together and then give him those. And I don't know if he like would use receiving the lines for screenshots to like then send over, and then have man status, right? And yeah, he just would use like such like gross things, like something that would like control him, including his underwear, and like someone like dog collar and underwear battery control, he was not in line and was like over here and like trying to use his bad behavior to like ignite my anger to make fantasy things to do with him. And I'd be like this is just stupid. Like, I don't feel like I need to like shock you. Like, I didn't even know that branch off to another world not included in all of these. It's just like a weird, strange group somewhere else that can include all type of people. And yeah, so I'd be like this is weird, and like it just doesn't mean anything to me besides like it's just getting gross and awkward. And I hadn't associated with guys who felt they were lower than lowest and skinny and worthless and like I just like obviously I got upset because I hadn't yet learned or understood those meanings. And so, you know, like he's still wanting to meet my friends. You know, I didn't know how popular Stan, like how popular that behavior or fantasy or levels had become at that time. But he's wanting to meet my friends, and I'm excited because I'm like, oh, okay, so another moment for like real connection in real life, not just stuck in cyber world. And my friend here gets to meet Jesse, and I have, my doubts that will be resolved. And so break at school happens before class begins, and Jesse finds the time to call and, be like, what's up to my friend Dustin Fox, right? Sorry. And, you know, like I'm just excited that there's something being patched up. And then, but I'm like hearing, you know, Jesse saying and behaving so immature and like young. And I mean, I got used to his voice, and I'm like I don't really discriminate, like we're both teenage age. So yeah, it sounds young, but that's fine. And but I was at the same time listening to specific words, and like it's a little embarrassing, right? And Dustin catches them and, you know, like starts calling him really immature. And, you know, like I'm having like this mental breakdown and embarrassed and trying to like save what happened, and then ignoring the errors to, you know, save hypocritically my embarrassment. And yeah, that was one of the times that Dustin is like, you sure you're not being like catfished? And oh my god, too much of my emotions were already in there for me to like just easily be like, okay, well, you know, I don't want to know what has been stacking up in errors. You know, me being like, I need to know what happened all this time. And being told how much of a creep, and then me starting to like that is so embarrassing, because he sounded like a creep, and it kind of is in the middle of my relationship feelings of past moments, at the same time of his way of awkward gross mixed in. me separating those two and then, being left with how much his voice I had believed was him as a young dude playing, like just like his playful voice. So, anyways, so like, he also like disrespects my home schedule rules. Like behaving as if he's the top man guy and it's his time, his rules, and trying to call at times he knows my parents are still home, and my dad answering and me like being shocked, and then me like quickly like taking the phone and then yeah, Dad, it's for school, and me being like, what are you doing? Because I had already experienced a fight with my parents, and my laptop being taken away, and it had been like a month that I couldn't get online on the web. So no Facebook, no messages of any social media, and like that was kind of like a big ridge with socialization separation, and like me being like that fight with my parents also just instantly happened, and like no warning of caution, and so it was like 1 month before I could go back online and explain what happened, and me being like I have to find an online source and then get on Facebook and like send like a quick message to my boyfriend and maybe friends if they cared to know that I was gone or missing. But I like saw a lot of them in school, so it wasn't really that important there. And so so like I didn't want that to happen again, and I just got so mad because I'm like, that is such a stupid move, and like, why are you calling? And anyways, I can't say those things, right? So I have to wait and wait and wait until I have a moment to myself to get my iPod and message it. And then, just normal everyday behavior, cleaning, studying, school stuff, cooking, etc., etc., etc. And yeah, and then one day just happens, and then he messages me that we're broken up. He has found friendship, and we're broken up. And I just start screaming and crying the moment my parents decide to go out for groceries. I am in half in the kitchen, and half of my legs in the entrance hall area. And I am kicking and screaming and crying, and I am almost sure that I can remember the rain and dark, cloudy sky outside, and me just like what the fuck? Like, I can't, I'm stuck, not I just can't function because my emotions are still floating somewhere and feel like they've also been dropped, and I'm alone again. All my other friends are stuck in their teen high school life moments with other friends, and I'm kind of left last because I can't socialize to build stronger friendships. And so it just means that I'm left alone to myself again. And so I still felt what I was worried about with saying no to Jesse and the sexual fantasy stories that he had begun. And And I message him back, and I'm like, I want to see a picture of you for real. Like at least like one more. And he sends it to me and practically says, "It was nice to meet you. This is me. I've been on T for 3 months now. And basically sucks, but like, fuck you," or like, "nice to meet you. Oh, so sorry if you discriminate against me. I'm brown, chub." He said Hispanic, but he meant to say latino or of brown descent, because he's like, my last name is Montreal, which is from Canada or Spain. And I'm like, okay, I only thought that you were maybe lying to me about the type of guy, but I've been being forced included into a gross relationship catch and stocky thing from a trans female to male person being angry, upset about his tea, or really getting fascinated and competitive during his time on T, testosterone. And just hyping that up. So that was gross. And then using the stereotypes to a complicated emo to his benefit to take advantage and use any emotional disconnect to provide good emotional help and support and build my confidence to then later use for his benefits. So, yeah, for real. Catfish story. So there's that. That's one story. I still have the second and third story regarding LGBT, I guess, fancy life with average modern time US money and the young crowd, because this story uses a real white boy I thought I was dating, and then a rich side or side brown person connecting with people because his parent could pay for a modern time iPhone. So there's that story. And then, like I said, so the second will be about a rich girl. Oh, who haven't I met that's not rich? So, yeah, so more LGBT, more ADHD / autistic. And then, well, rich girl snobs. And someone competing for who's the top of the top. For all intellect, social status. And then I'll continue on with friendship stories. anyways, so I will be off, and then later on again. So yes, this is story of Jesse, Montreal. Yeah, later, my mom, like, found out from a gossipy aunt that later says, no, I'm the best at keeping secrets. To rest. How? By gossiping. Because she has no life. Anyways, I was in university or college, probably university, which meant that I was like, sure, yeah, but there's literally no meaning. So, and then my mom was like, okay, well, I'm satisfied with knowing the truth and you know, her being like looking back and being like, that is so like stupid teen life. And me being like yeah, I agree. You know, looking back and it being a really stupid experience, and the added extra abuse, you know, that I don't really need to explain myself. I can provide the details because, like, how much young crowd, like, using and taking advantage of the hype all these years for personal use. Like, that even includes people in their 40s